Good evening from India, and I'm delighted to have so many well-wishers and friends join us in our first ever live YouTube. This afternoon, I had my little 1-year-old granddaughter come and visit me, and then I asked myself, why can't I just be like a quiet grandmother, enjoying the next generation? Why must I push myself to do something with tech and become more familiar? But it's nature. You can't change it. So I'm delighted that people are here from all over different parts of the world and different parts of India joining us on this YouTube live. Because Championwoman has been our NGO that has been running programs for women and girls. And we have over 8,000 members who are there on our YouTube channel. And if some of them come to the live sessions, there may be an opportunity for them to sort of learn from each other. And I'm hoping that we can do this more and more. And the best topic it looked like for me now was, so many times on YouTube, we take a video and then we edit it, make sure all the correct makeup and lighting is good, and then we put up a 3-minute video. But now I have to push the borders and say, hey, you got to go live. You can't edit, you can't delete. But you know what? Talk from your heart. And that's what I'm here to do. I've been a practitioner of stillness, silence, and emotional strengthening for 30 years now. And one of the best things that I have learned is that it is completely doable to still our mind enough to become emotionally strong, no matter what life throws at us, right? So the time in the world is just surreal, right? That's the word we keep hearing from everybody. It's like a nightmare. I can't understand what's going on. That's what most of us feel. And it's anxious because really we can't see the end at sight at all. And we are not just concerned about health, which of course is of primary importance, because as the great saying goes, health is something that you value only after you've lost it. But now the TV news and the breaking news and all of the negativity that's around us, talking about the droplets all the time, that's what's really giving us that negative attitude to think about, hey, health might become a challenge for anyone around me, from anyone that I love that's far away from me, or I myself, right? And the idea that this is such an isolating experience is also really quite scary for many of us, right? So at this time, if we can all just discuss with each other and think about what could we do to strengthen ourselves emotionally, because really, I was very impressed with a WhatsApp that a young friend sent me, which said, if you can't go outside, why not go inside? And that's what it's about, isn't it? Can we go inside and just strengthen our core so that no matter what happens outside, we will be able to handle it? And that's what I was hoping we could do in the next few minutes. So one of the challenges has been every city that my friends are in, and in cities in India, we're finding the numbers are rising, people are losing their jobs, entrepreneurs are having to lay off people in their companies. Everyone's doing it with a really heavy heart, not saying, not happy about making another human being unhappy. So at this time, I thought, let's talk about emotional strengthening. So what is emotional strengthening, right? Our governments are doing the best they can. They're managing COVID the best way they can as well. And in India, they're also on the side changing the names of our cities and keeping the wheels rolling wherever they can. But it's sort of sublime and ridiculous, right? It's also doing the big things that matter and having to do the small things that are part of everyday life. So the main thing with emotional strengthening is, can we take the time to become aware of our thoughts and what's going on behind us? So many times when somebody says something to us, we tend to just react to it, right? We say something back. And then who gets hurt the most? I do. I'm guilty of this. I'll say something back to my adult son, and then I'll think, oh no, I didn't want to say that, but it just came out. Ever faced that? Or we're confused. Should I be doing this now? Should I be studying more now? Should I be working now? Should I be just taking a complete sabbatical and managing with the family? All of these choices, there seems to be a lack of clarity. But emotional well being and strengthening actually gives us that clarity. And I have personally found that my concentration has improved vastly. A CEO that I know was telling me how, with this practice of emotional strengthening, he is able to now completely almost get over his fear of flying and fear of claustrophobic places. So, anything as simple as that, or as complex as handling a tough relationship, losing a job. So many people who lose a job, how hard it must be, not just in financial loss, which of course is a major problem, but also in a sense of self-worth. We just find our self-worth plummeting when some things like that happen, isn't it? So we are able to, if we are able to take the time to strengthen ourselves, what will end up happening is we will be able to think our thoughts. Instead of right now, our thoughts are thinking us, right? When we are locked down, we want to be careful about what we eat, for example. But we go into the refrigerator and we eat one piece of chocolate. We pass by the refrigerator again. The mind says, I like chocolate, get me some more. We go there and we take a second chocolate. By the time you've realized, you're already on the seventh piece of chocolate. And what happens is the mind is telling us what to do. And this body of 70 kilos is getting dragged to the chocolate box by the mind. But imagine if we could choose the thoughts we think. And if we could do exactly what we wanted, and we can tell our mind, hey, I heard you. I know you're upset. Somebody said something to you, you're upset, or you're depressed because of the sad situation that is happening. I heard you. Can you be still? And imagine if the mind just became still. Wouldn't that be great? That's what emotional strengthening will do to us. Right now, it's like a little monkey sitting on our shoulder, right? Sitting right there and going, can, can. And what is it saying? It's either giving you some regret of the past, or it is giving you an anxiety about the future. But the idea is we can train this monkey mind. That is the truth. And I know, because I am a practitioner that was able to do it. And if I could do it, then anybody can. So how shall we do this? How shall we take the monkey mind and make it start listening to us? So I have a reading from this book that I wanted to just read 7 lines to you. It's one of my favorite books. It's called Take Your Time. And I want to read to you just this one paragraph. Unpleasant situations do come. No one can avoid them. But if we have worked hard enough to still the mind, we can avoid agitation and look for solutions. You know, when a watch is going too fast, the watchmaker doesn't throw it away. He opens it, loosens a wire or screw, gets the machinery to go a little slower. So, similarly, through this practice, when we work on our mind, we can actually succeed in slowing it down. We look at it with detachment, open it up, and see what is going on. It's a very interesting spectacle. If you know how to open your mind at the back like this, you will see, to your amazement, that your mind can be your best friend. Wouldn't that be great to get our mind to become our best friend? So sometimes this kind of absorbed reading, a self-inspiring book, keeping it on our bedside, I read a paragraph or a page or two from it every day. And it helps set the trend or the thoughts for the next day. So I hope some of us can get into the practice for emotional strengthening to do an old-fashioned style of inspired reading or self-help books. That's one way to really help ourselves strengthen ourselves in this current time. The other thing is, of course, just sitting in silence, having a chance to be able to be mindful. Our mind is full right now. What is it full of? One third of it is past regrets. She said that to me. A horrible event happened to me so many years ago, all of the past. The other one third is future fears, right? And then right in the middle, we have a huge, long to do list. So between the past, the future, and the to do list, our mind is full. Can we just make it mindful, remove one L, sit down in silence, and be able every day to befriend our mind so that for 10 minutes every day, we are able to calm it down and really look within for the peace, security, and happiness, which is actually our very core. It's just that the other layers of daily regrets, anxiety, sadness, a little, jealousy there, a little grief here, these are the things that cloud it. We can get rid of that if we sit for 10 minutes, think of positive thoughts, and calm ourselves. So if you're up for it, I'd love to practice with you for 10 minutes so that we may sit together and reset and refocus our priorities. Nature is already out there resetting, isn't it? I saw the other day a beautiful sunflower was blooming in our garden. Somebody else talked about animals and birds coming onto the highway because everything has become so clean and pure and less crowded on the planet. So nature is doing a great thing. But nature has said to us, hey, you better reset yourself. So if we don't take this lesson now and refocus on our core, then I think we will regret that this time we lost out on, isn't it? Some of us have wanted to learn bicycling, for example. How do you bicycle? By getting on a bicycle and trying and pedaling, right? Fall off, get up, bicycle. That's how you do it. Similarly, to still our mind, we have to sit in silence and meditate for 10 minutes, starting with 10 minutes every day. How do you meditate? Not by listening to one more YouTube live lecture, not by reading one more book, but by actually just sitting and making it your highest priority and practicing. So now the rest of this session, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, we'll sit together and we will practice so that we may be able to manage our fears. Before I start asking you to join me in the practice, I'll just leave you with one little story that I'm very fond of that changed my life. A woman was traveling down the road and going on a long voyage. She was tired, so she lay down under a tree and fell asleep. When she fell asleep, under that same tree lived a snake. It came out and lightly bit her and ran back into its ground. The woman woke up and said, ouch. Hearing that noise, a mouse that lived in another little hole under the ground of that tree peeked up to see who was making the noise. Now, the lady saw the mouse. She got really upset. You silly mouse, why did you bite me? You're an idiot. I'm sleeping. And she went back to sleep. Now, the mouse hadn't bitten her and it got all upset. So this time when she slept, it came out and bit her really hard and went back into the ground. Now the woman screamed louder, ouch! Hearing this sound, the snake came back again to see, hey, what's going on? The lady saw the snake. She came out with a perspiration. She was completely in fear and she fell down to the ground and died. So the question that they asked me in the story was, who killed the woman? Was it the snake? Was it the mouse? Or was it her own fear and anxiety? It is our own fear and anxiety, dear friends, isn't it? That makes us, paralyzes us, so to speak, and takes away our potential in life. We are meant, each one of us, to do such great things on the planet. Everyone is unique. Every individual is meant to do great things. And why? Because only they uniquely can do it. But it is this fear of, oh my God, I might get rejected if I say this. Or another fear of, she may not accept me. Or I can never be that way. All this negative self-talk and what they call FOPO, fear of people's opinion. We have to throw it away. So anybody that's watching this YouTube live, please do this action. Take out all the FOPO in your mind, the fear of people's opinion, and chuck it out the window. You really don't care what people think. You care about leading a better life today than yesterday and better tomorrow than today. That's it. And to be able to get over the fear of the people's opinion, or the fear of having to live with a snake and a rat, who might well be a person in your own home or in your own office that nibbles at you, you have to be in control of your own mind. So please join me, my dear friends, in a 10-minute practice to make our mind our best friend. Please sit on a straight back chair with your head, neck, and back in a straight line. Gently place your hands on your lap and close your eyes lightly. Please take a moment to completely relax your body. Relax your head, relax your neck muscles, relax your back. Your lower back is relaxing. If you feel any tension in your seat, just relax it now. Focus on your legs, your toes. Your entire body is relaxed. If you feel any warmth or cool air on you, simply be aware of it. No judgment at all. Everything is in its right place. And with this relaxed body and feeling of contentment, please focus on your breathing. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Inhale love and compassion. Exhale all fear and anxiety. One more conscious inhalation and exhale slowly. Now come back to your regular breathing. Watch your breath at your nostrils, how you are supported by the air outside and inside every minute. And as I say the words of an inspirational passage, please follow the words at the same slow speed in your mind. If your thoughts go away, gently bring them back to the next word. Whenever I refer to divinity in this passage, we are simply calling the divine spark within our own hearts. And all faiths and all religions, or no faith at all, everyone is welcome to attempt this passage meditation. Do not look with fear at the changes and chances of this life. Rather, learn to look at them with full faith that you will be guided every step of the way. Do not look anxiously at what will happen tomorrow. Either you will be shielded from suffering or given unfailing strength to bear it. So be at peace now and give up all anxious thoughts and imaginations. Be at peace now and give up all anxious thoughts and imaginations. Mentally repeat just these two lines. Be at peace now and give up all anxious thoughts and imaginations. You may bring your focus back to your breathing. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Please bring your awareness to your relaxed body, to the warmth or cool air on your skin, to the sounds you hear nearby or far away. And when you hear the bell at your own pace, you may gently open your eyes with a big smile on your lips and gratitude in your heart, greeting this world that supports you with everyone in it. My dear friends, you may gently open your eyes. I hope you felt a little peaceful. We only spent a few minutes, but if you're feeling refreshed, calm, happy, light, it's because you were with yourself completely. So please practice this for 10 minutes every day. We do have audio podcasts of it that you can download from this same YouTube channel. Below this video, you can take the time to look at the playlists and take an audio podcast for yourself. In the beginning, it might be helpful to guide you, but after that, you won't even need any voice. You'll be able to do it on your own. And if you have enjoyed some of this practice, and if you would like to try out meditation, remember, people like Steve Jobs meditated up to 30 minutes every day. And you know, when Steve died, he was 56 years old, but the MRI of his brain showed that of a 27-year-old man. So you can actually reverse the aging process by meditating every day. Yeah, I know, but it's hard. I don't have time. It's too hard to meditate. Did I hear any of you say that? Just remember this amla. Do you remember this fruit? How is an amla? When you bite into it, it's sort of really bitter and sour. But if you keep chewing the amla, what does it do? It becomes sweeter and sweeter, isn't it? And if you drink a sip of water with it, oh, it's heaven. Remember, meditation is like an amla. You absolutely have to practice it, making it your top priority, and then it will become much sweeter and become the staff of your life. It certainly became for me. I learned to become very patient, and definitely because of this, my work-life integration between my family and my business was managed because this was my top priority in life. I hope that you will stay in touch with us. Thank you for taking the time. And if you have questions or if you are interested in our work, please leave comments and your email ID in our comments box today. We'll be very happy to stay in touch with you one-on-one or as a group. And we do run free sessions like this, mindfulness sessions. This was just an attempt at a 25-minute session. But we do an hour-long one for corporates and for groups, and it's completely free. We are an NGO where women who have lived a life as role models that want to empower and inspire other women with self-confidence, with the ability to do both work-life integration, but simply because they will build their emotional strength. And today in COVID times, it's not just women, all of humanity needs this strengthening. So invite us. We'll be very happy to do virtual programs for you today. And later, when things open up and we're bright and sparkling again, we'll be very happy to visit your places and do more programs with you. Thank you for giving almost 30 minutes of your life to us. You'll never get it back again. So please take away at least one thing from this 30 minutes, which becomes your practice. And that is, begin your day every day, same time, same place. Try to do 10 minutes of meditation, me time, sitting in silence, so that you may be super successful like Steve Jobs and yet be able to live a happy life. Thank you and good luck practicing. I can look at the chat now, and if there's any questions, I can answer it. Somebody's asking me, is Sunday not a holiday for me time and sitting in silence? You know, people have 60,000 thoughts. We human beings have 60,000 thoughts a day. So we cannot afford to take a holiday. If you have no thoughts at all on a Sunday, sure. But is that possible? So there is no holiday for meditation. So please make it an everyday practice. Somebody's asking, when should we meditate? Well, if you can wake up 20 minutes before your usual time and meditate at that time, starting with 10 minutes and then upping it to 15 or 20, it will help you. The house will be silent. Yesterday's problems you would have forgotten a little bit, and tomorrow's problems wouldn't have started as yet. So it will be easier for you to meditate in the mornings if you can try that. And what happens to me if I come and sit in this chair? This is my meditation chair with this woodwork background, which is our puja room. I find that I feel happy if I just sit in it. Sometimes if I'm upset about something, if I just come and sit here, there's a kind of peace, what we call shanti in India, and it just gives us a calmness. So same place, same time becomes a habit. So why don't you take on a 21-day challenge and try it? So many wonderful people are messaging me. I can see Lata Vijay Kumar and Usha Venkat and Saroja and Asha, Kirti, our students from our Shakti Aikya Scholar students. So many wonderful participants. And there is even Swami Chidananda. Wow, Swamiji, you are overqualified to be in part of this program. But he likes our message, and I guess you're saying the exercise of meditation was simple and helpful. Swamiji, I learned many of these things from you. Thank you very much. But it's not just about saints and swamis trying this. You know, it is for us lay people, everyday people, to make this a practice and make it our number one priority, isn't it? I like that Lakshmi Vishwanathan is going to take on the 21-day challenge. Super, Lakshmi. Go for it. Anything we take on as a challenge, you know, it helps. Or as a vow, it helps even more. I know that Usha did a 21-day challenge and wrote back to me about how much better she felt after that. And the point is, if you take one day off, you go 7 steps back. So that'll stop you from taking a break. So please, let's tune our mind. Because, you know, we become what we meditate on. So it's all about auto-suggestion too. When we do auto-suggestion to our mind, we're only using a portion of it. And we will be able to use it much better if we practice. Aryamba, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Vasumati, so many good friends here that are participating with us. Thank you. So if there's a question or two, we will be able to answer it later. We're planning to let this YouTube live end in exactly 30 minutes. Everybody has a very busy life, and I don't expect to take too much more of your time. Somebody's asking, though, how to slow down. Slowing down doesn't mean slothfulness. It doesn't mean being lazy. It means slowing down the mind. It means going behind the mind and saying to it, let's go slower. You have to have a speeded up mind to get angry, or a speeded up mind to react negatively. Only a slow mind and a still mind can be a happy mind. So slowing the mind is about using, I think, during the day, throughout the day, picking a power word or a mantram, maybe just the word of Allah or Jesus or Rama. These can become power words. And that word, you use it on all the time while you're doing mechanical chores. And as you need it, when you need it, when you're getting angry or your temper is rising, your heart is beating faster, it comes to your rescue and the mind slows down. And that little second to take a step back that you need helps you to respond rather than react to the situation. So happy amla eating, and bye-bye.